A ship was found sailing perfectly, sails set, cargo intact, breakfast still warm on the table, but every person aboard had disappeared. November 1872, the merchant brigantine Mary Celeste left New York harbor bound for Genoa, Italy. Captain Benjamin Briggs commanded her. His wife Sarah and their 2-year-old daughter Sophia traveled with him. 7 crew members rounded out the complement. The ship was sound. The cargo, 1,700 barrels of denatured alcohol, was secured. No one aboard knew they would never reach their destination together. December 4, 1872, the Mary Celeste was spotted drifting in the Atlantic Ocean east of the Azores. A crew aboard the British merchant ship Dei Gratia noticed her wandering off course. Captain David Morehouse of the Dei Gratia knew Briggs personally. He ordered a boarding party to investigate. What they found defied explanation. The Mary Celeste was intact, no holes in the hull, no signs of fire. The sails were partially set as though the crew had abandoned their posts mid-work. The ship's wheel stood unmanned. The captain's log lay open on the desk, the last entry dated 10 days prior. Everything aboard suggested immediate, urgent departure. The crew didn't know yet. The investigators were entering a puzzle with no solution. The crew's belongings remained. Clothing, pipes, photographs, shoes lined the deck. The galley held food. Some accounts claim tea still steamed in cups, though this detail has been disputed by historians. The ship's small lifeboat was gone. That fact mattered. It suggested intention. A conscious choice to leave, not a sudden catastrophe. The cargo hold told another story. Barrels had been moved, some were opened. Why would a crew abandon a valuable shipment? Alcohol wasn't leaking, the ship wasn't sinking, the weather had been poor but not catastrophic. Captain Morehouse's men found no bodies, no blood, no violence. The investigation began immediately. The Dei Gratia towed the Mary Celeste to Gibraltar. Salvage rights were claimed. Insurance companies demanded answers. A formal inquiry was launched. The British Vice Admiralty Court examined every detail. Testimonies were recorded. The ship was inspected. No conclusion satisfied the evidence. The prevailing theory, mutiny. The crew somehow rebelled against Briggs, forced him and his family into the lifeboat and set them adrift. But the crew was well paid. Briggs was known as a fair captain. No prior conflicts existed in the record. The theory was thin. Another theory, a waterspout. A sudden violent storm could have panicked the crew into abandoning ship, believing it would sink. But the Mary Celeste showed no storm damage. Her timbers were dry, the sails weren't torn. A waterspout would have left marks. Foul play was suspected. Morehouse himself faced scrutiny. Had the Dei Gratia's crew murdered the Mary Celeste's inhabitants to claim salvage? The court found no evidence. Morehouse was cleared, yet the theory persisted in newspapers and popular imagination. Some historians propose a leak. Perhaps alcohol fumes rose from the cargo hold, creating panic about an imminent explosion. A captain with a wife and child aboard might choose evacuation over risk. The crew loaded into the lifeboat, intending to wait nearby. A current pulled them away. The Mary Celeste drifted on. No one returned. This theory fits the evidence best. It explains the lifeboat's absence. It justifies the panic. It doesn't require violence or conspiracy, but it remains speculation. Briggs, Sarah, Sophia, and the crew were never found. No lifeboat washed ashore. No bodies surfaced in the Atlantic. The Mary Celeste herself lived on. She was sold at auction and changed hands repeatedly. She continued sailing for years, eventually becoming a merchant vessel of diminishing reputation. In 1885, she was deliberately run aground on a reef in Haiti. Her insurance claim was fraudulent. She burned. Her story by then was already legend. The mystery has spawned countless theories, paranormal explanations, alien abduction, a modern invention not historical, elaborate criminal schemes, each one founders on a simple fact. No evidence supports it. The truth, if it exists, rests at the bottom of the Atlantic with those who lived it. What we know, a ship sailed, a crew vanished, no violence preceded their departure, no catastrophe forced their hand, or if one did, it left no mark. The Mary Celeste drifted empty into history. The questions remain unanswered, and they likely always will. Subscribe for a new unsolved historical case every week, each one stranger than the last.